President Cyril Ramaphosa is under pressure tonight, especially from opposition parties, to take stern action when he addresses the country on Sunday night regarding the allegations made by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Mkhwanazi implicating some of the police's top brass in allegations of abuse of power and corruption. Mkhwanazi said by name that the Police Minister Senzo Mchunu and the Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibia were dealing with shady characters. He also complained about the dissolution of the police's political killings task team. Now we're hearing tonight that the judiciary has written to Mkhwanazi asking him to basically provide proof or evidence, if you will, of the involvement of judges in some of these allegations. Let's get the view now of human rights activist and KwaZulu-Natal violence monitor, Mary de Haas. Mary, a very good evening to you. Welcome back to SABC News. We now know the president will address the country on this issue come Sunday night, 7 p.m. Should he not have done so sooner, given just the gravity of the situation?
Why the situation is so grave. Everybody knows this country is run by criminal syndicates. Everyone knows there's corruption in the police. It's nothing new. And these are allegations by Mkhwanazi. The president was out of the country. He's obviously got to pick up all the information and he will address it. I mean, I've heard a different story about who the minister was, and it wasn't this minister, but it's still to be confirmed. I'm told it will be confirmed in public. I mean, the question is, I don't understand why there's such why everybody's gone viral about this, because, as I said, he's not saying anything new. It's not the job of Mkhwanazi or the task team to investigate syndicates in Gauteng. It's the job of the Hawks.
On that note then, Mary, you say you don't know why everyone is basically talking about this, gone viral on this. Perhaps it's precisely because we have not seen, not in recent years, where someone with the rank of a provincial police commissioner speaks so openly and implicates his colleagues and even superiors in these allegations, whether true or not, and that is what has got people speaking. Surely that does make sense that people would then be so alarmed.
Yeah, no, I understand it. Look, I speak to a lot of police. They give me a lot of information I cannot actually share with you, but it's actually quite serious allegations against Mkhwanazi himself. I don't believe in going public with those allegations, like he's been funding the task team, since it was disbanded. I think we need to get it perfectly clear. The task team disbandment was a legitimate order from the minister, which has been disobeyed by both Mkhwanazi and Masemola. Right. Now, okay, the task team, there's a pack of lies he put in his presentation on Sunday about the task team, which I can demolish, and I have done in various quarters. Now, the thing is, I have also asked publicly for an inquiry, not a whole commission, but a proper independent into his allegations, into Mkhwanazi's allegations. You must also remember that Mkhwanazi himself, together with Masemola, is under investigation for receiving gifts that he shouldn't have had, fancy handbags. It's with the investigative directorate.
So then, Mary, am I right in saying, given what you're telling me, that when the president speaks on Sunday, what you would be looking to hear then is an announcement, a pronouncement to establish an inquiry to look then holistically into the allegations, be it what Mkhwanazi tabled on Sunday morning and what you say you are hearing, pointing possibly to him being involved in wrongdoing, because ultimately at this point we're all just chasing shadows based on allegations and counter-allegations.
Absolutely. My position has been clear. I've pointed this out. I could demolish what he says about the task team. I've got a stack of empirical evidence about it. But when it comes to these allegations against the minister, the only way to clear the air, because you see, what the police, a lot of long-serving for months, and Mkhwanazi's been going and publishing his own image to build up. And the community believes him, They don't understand that police stations are crumbling in the province, the emails don't work, the police phone numbers don't work while all this is happening. So he's got a good image out there, right? Now, what I find really alarming is that there are these rumbles, and he should be disciplined. It's not his job. It's the job of the National Commissioner. And you will see that a leading police member who has been in trade unions for years has said, look, this is the job of the National Commissioner. So presumably the National Commissioner approved of it. Okay. Right. Now, the only way to deal with this, we don't want a commission of inquiry. It's very simple. All you need is to appoint an inspecting judge, somebody who's a retired Concord judge with an impeccable record. And this has been done before. President de Klerk, during the height of violence in the 90s, appointed the Goldstone Commission, the best commission we've ever had. It did do various short hearings, but it published the reports immediately. But we don't want that. One of the things that really was valuable in the Goldstone Commission was Goldstone had the powers. He was a judge. Goldstone, and he was helped by various prosecutors. For example, he had the powers to call for dockets and evaluate the police. And it ended up with de Klerk taking action and dismissing 3 very right-wing, dangerous generals. But the point I'm making is, if you give a judge the equivalent of an inspecting judge with senior advocates, with criminal, all retired prosecutors, it doesn't matter, give them the powers to call for all the dockets relating to allegations, whether they're my allegations or Mkhwanazi's.
Could both things be true, Mary? I mean, you say you've got evidence, empirical evidence that points, in fact, to the failures of policing in KwaZulu-Natal and possibly credible evidence against the police commissioner in the province there. He says he's got the same, implicating Minister Senzo Mchunu, the deputy police commissioner, Shadrack Sibia. Could both things be true? Could it be that everyone whose name is in the story is involved in their own sort of wrongdoing?
Oh, look, that's why I'm calling for an inquiry that can look at everybody's allegations. I know one of the allegations he made against Sibia, and I'm not, Sibia's up there nationally, but he's the head of detectives. He's perfectly entitled to call for the dockets the task he had, because it was disbanded with a legitimate order at the end of December. What makes me a bit suspicious about this, though, I have no idea whether the allegations against the minister are true or not. I've seen him saying that, somebody said there's a case open, but he has said, I think a Mail and Guardian interview, that yes, he knows of him, but he's not a contact of his in dealings. Okay, that's his denial. And as I said, an inquiry could look into that.
Right.
But what I find logically strange is that it was the Minister Mkhunu who actually got the investigation into this procurement corruption going. Now, I'm trying to answer in my own head. Why would the minister who got the investigation into the procurement irregularities, when it was first reported, it implicated Masemola? Right. Now, you must also understand, Masemola, Khumalo, and Mkhwanazi are thick as thieves. They go right back. And they all have a vested interest in the task team. And that's why Mkhwanazi is so angry, the disbanded abandonment of the task team. But regarding the allegations, why, I'm asking myself, why would Mkhunu, if he gets the investigations going into this procurement,
so if I may,
would he then implicate himself?
Got you. If I may then, Mary, given that everyone in this picture, once again, is being accused of some level of wrongdoing, I wonder what that means for the running of the SAPS if over the years repeatedly, whether true or not, a commissioner, a minister is accused of links to either criminals or doing the bidding of someone who's acting unethically. What does that mean for the ability of the country's police service to run efficiently and to do so with the full confidence of the public? And why are the figures put in charge of these officers seemingly so vulnerable or so agreeable to external influence by shady characters? Briefly, please.
Okay, I can tell you that in a short space. Since 2009, the policing have been, since Zuma took over, the policing has increasingly become, and Robert McBride says this to the Zondo Commission, it's just a nepotistic network where you get appointed and promoted on political grounds. That's all. You've got to be politically correct. But the question I'm also asking myself, why are people saying this now? Clearly, was that Minister of Peace. He was dismissed for dishonourable conduct, lying to a commission, and he becomes a Minister of Peace. He's been reported over. He should have been charged for the World Cup tender in 2010. He signed off on it and he wasn't charged. There's a whole lot of other stuff. Jenny Madonsela opened a case against him. The dockets disappeared. So why are we only now waking up to the fact that this is happening in the peace? Starting with the last minister, because it is known, and Mkhwanazi has told people himself, that he took instructions from Mkhwanazi.
Mary de Haas, good to talk to you.